Welcome to HBN Pixels.
HBN Pixels.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you already know that the Uno card game has been very popular for a few years now. So we're gonna create our own version based on this cartoon called Ben 10, which I bet you know. If you don't know this cartoon, did you actually leave? Let's find out the size of an Uno playing card. The internet says there are many sizes for these cards. I choose this size. So let's get started. Let's create an Illustrator file. Remember to set your colors in CMYK and the measurements in millimeters. And in Illustrator, we press the M key and click on the screen to create a rectangle with our dimensions. We paste the size and we will have a rectangle with the size of the first card. Let's search for some references. Some designs of these cards are horrible, but the latest designs are pretty good. So we're gonna base ours on those. The next step, to round the corners by eye. For now, I'm gonna round them to 5 millimeters each. Please remember this number. So we already have this shape. Now I'm gonna measure the thickness of the white border that all the cards have. It seems to be 3.5 millimeters. Also remember this number. And now I'm gonna create the white border, but this time in our card. The next step is to round the inner corners. You may be wondering, hey, how can I do this correctly, perfectly, flawlessly? You can relax, you don't have to do this by eye. What we can do is select our inner borders and subtract the last two measurements I asked you to remember. And that's it. We have it done perfectly. For now, this is just a template for the cards we're gonna create in the future. So I really don't care about the color. I'm gonna set it to gray and look for a reference for the back part of each card. We bring it to Illustrator, and as you can see, both cards have a diagonally crossed ellipse. So let's draw it. Once we have the correct shape, we adjust the width, bring it to our template, and to make sure the width doesn't change anymore, we're gonna expand the appearance of this ellipse. Let's find the Uno logo on the internet. Our best friend Wikipedia, as always, is saving our skin, so we're gonna download it and drag the SVG file into Illustrator. If we see this in the outline mode, we can see this horribly unified, so I'm gonna unify it myself. And we can see the difference now. We bring our unified Uno logo into our Illustrator file, and now we can start messing around with it. But before, we have to download the Ben 10 logo in the vector format. I also found it somewhere on the internet, and I think it works. We're gonna do the same, download it, drag it into Illustrator, and we can also see that it was unified by a 2-year-old baby. So I'm gonna unify it myself too. And done. Look at that. Huge difference, huh? We bring our unified Ben 10 logo to the Illustrator file and we can start messing around with it too. I'm gonna place the Uno logo in its place on the card. I'm gonna do it by eye as well, since there's no other way. And once this has the correct size, I'm gonna place it in our template. Now I'm gonna search as well for all the colors that the Omnitrix has had throughout the series. Next step is to draw the hourglass symbol from the Omnitrix. I think it would be a sin to design something about Ben 10 without the symbol. According to the reference, the Omnitrix shines a bit, so I'm gonna draw this light that comes from above and add the hourglass symbol. Since Ben 10 is a cartoon, it has strokes everywhere, so I'm gonna add a black stroke on the Omnitrix. And it's time to move on to the typography. According to a Reddit user, the font is Helvetica Bold. So I'm gonna grade the numbers with that font and add the graphic style in the appearance panel. Nothing complicated, it's just a white fill, a black stroke, and a transform effect on that stroke with these parameters. I recommend that when you apply this transform effect, go to your rulers and select pixels as your unit. And now you can do it more precisely. For the numbers at the bottom of the card, you just need to reverse the positive and negative values in the transform effect. Because there's no omnitrix without buttons, let's start illustrating them based on the reference. I'm not quite sure where to place the buttons in the card design, but I think placing them where they go in the original design is the best idea. I think it looks great. For now, the only thing left is to make it look more technological, and the solution might be adding these lines that the Omnitrix has. I will try to replicate the pattern, respecting thickness and spacing. And we already have the Omnitrix tech pattern. I think it looks really good, pretty close to the original design. So let's place it into the card. Finally, because we don't want Mattel to sue us, let's set a disclaimer clearly stating that this was made only for this channel and that we have no intention of selling it. And that's it. These are the 5 card designs we have so far. In the next episodes, we're gonna illustrate Ben 10's aliens with original poses to include them in the designs. I recommend you not to miss it. If you had a good time, give it a like and subscribe. See you next time.